I think most all of us can agree that Avatar: The Last Airbender is goated. It very conveniently has all 4 elements and spirit built into its plot, so I knew it would be the perfect pick for the first source in this series, Learn Tarot Through Media. We'll start with the major Arcana cards. Of course, spoilers for all of Atla. Now let's get into the video. The Fool represents the start of a journey, filled with potential and the excitement of the unknown. At the beginning of the series, having just been freed from the iceberg, Aang is a classic fool or hero character getting called to adventure after 100 years in isolation. His carefree and childlike nature perfectly mirrors the Fool's innocence and unburdened optimism. He even has a furry friend, Appa, just like the RWS Fool has a little white dog. Overall, he is blessed with curiosity and perhaps hindered by his cluelessness. The Fool often depicts someone standing on the edge of a cliff, ready to leap into the unknown. Aang is metaphorically in this position, thrust into a world that has drastically changed while he was frozen. Despite the challenges ahead, he approaches every situation with hope, curiosity, and a sense of fun. In essence, Aang in the pilot is the embodiment of the Fool, setting out on an epic journey filled with challenges, discoveries, and growth, all while maintaining his hopeful and adventurous spirit. The Magician card symbolizes skill, mastery, and the ability to harness natural forces to create balance and transformation. A fully realized avatar embodies this through their mastery of water, earth, fire, and air, demonstrating ultimate control over the elements to maintain harmony in the world. The Magician acts as a conduit between the heavens and the earth, often depicted with one hand pointing towards the sky and the other to the ground. The Avatar, as the bridge between the human and spirit worlds, fulfills this role by maintaining spiritual balance and resolving conflicts between the 2 realms. The Magician represents using available tools and resources to achieve goals. A fully realized Avatar not only wields and transmutes the elements, but also draws on wisdom from past lives, spiritual connections, and worldly experience to solve problems creatively and effectively. The Magician is associated with bringing ideas into reality through focus and intention. Similarly, a fully realized avatar channels their willpower and training to bring peace, heal divisions, and restore balance to the world. The High Priestess is the keeper of secrets and represents the power of intuition and spiritual knowledge. Aunt Wu, as a fortune teller, embodies this mystic archetype by using her ability to foresee the future, offering guidance to the people of her village. The High Priestess thrives on the idea of the unknown and the need to trust deeper truths. In the episode, using divination with mediums like palms, bones, and clouds, Aunt Wu provides cryptic prophecies that leave room for interpretation. These moments highlight the mystical allure and ambiguity often associated with the High Priestess. The figure symbolizes the balance between relying on intuition and taking proactive action. Similarly, the episode explores the tension between blindly following Aunt Wu's prophecies and making one's own choices. Aang and the group challenge the villagers to blend faith with logic and not rely solely on Aunt Wu's predictions, pushing them to take responsibility for their safety, such as preparing for the volcanic eruption. The Empress is often seen as a symbol of care, compassion, and protection. Katara fulfills this role as the emotional core of Team Avatar. She looks after Aang, Sokka, Toph, and others, providing comfort and guidance during their journey. The Empress is associated with fertility and creation, and Katara's waterbending mastery mirrors this creative force. She doesn't just see waterbending as a tool for battle, but also for healing. The Empress has strong ties to nature and the cycles of life. Katara's waterbending, which is deeply connected to the moon and the tides, aligns with this symbolism. Her reverence for the spirit oasis and the moon spirit further reinforces her connection to natural rhythms and balance. The Empress also symbolizes emotional depth and understanding. Katara's empathy is one of her defining traits. She consistently seeks to help others, whether it's by healing their physical wounds or supporting their emotional growth. Her ability to forgive, such as when she reconciles with Zuko after all of his antagonism, highlights her emotional maturity. The Empress is also the combination of all 4 queens in the deck, and Katara certainly has a regal way about her at times. The Emperor card represents authority, rulership, and the establishment of order. Ozai, as the Fire Lord, wields absolute power over the Fire Nation, enforcing his authority through fear and domination. He is the embodiment of centralized control, ruling with an iron fist and seeking to extend his power to the entire world. While the Emperor can symbolize protective and constructive leadership, Ozai demonstrates the card's shadow aspects: authoritarianism, rigidity, and the abuse of power. The Emperor is associated with building and expanding empires. Ozai's relentless pursuit of domination reflects the Emperor's drive for material and territorial power, taken to an extreme and often in contrast to spiritual insight. Ozai embodies this detachment from spirituality, focusing solely on material control and rejecting the balance and harmony that the Avatar represents. His belief in supremacy of fire as a destructive and dominating force further distances him from the spiritual equilibrium central to the world of Avatar. The Emperor also represents the archetype of a father figure who provides structure and stability. Ozai, as a father, exemplifies this archetype in an unhealthy and distorted way. He demands loyalty and strength from his children, disowning Zuko for perceived weakness and favoring Azula for her ruthlessness. His relationship with his children highlights the darker side of the Emperor: rigid expectations, a lack of empathy, and an obsession with control. Furthermore, the Phoenix King, Fire Lord Ozai's self-proclaimed title, represents an inverted or shadowed interpretation of the Hierophant card. While the Hierophant typically embodies positive aspects like spiritual guidance, tradition, and mentorship, its shadow side can symbolize dogma, authoritarianism, and rigid control over belief systems or societal structures. The Hierophant symbolizes a connection to divine authority or spiritual power. Ozai's transformation into the Phoenix King reflects his desire to position himself as a godlike figure, commanding absolute authority over the world. He seeks to reshape the world under his rule, demanding submission and enforcing his vision of order. The Hierophant in its shadow form can signify the imposition of rigid beliefs. Ozai enforces the ideology of Fire Nation supremacy, using propaganda and violence to suppress other cultures and nations. Instead of honoring traditions and seeking harmony, positive Hierophant traits, Ozai corrupts and weaponizes them. He takes the Fire Nation's cultural pride and turns it into an oppressive force, perpetuating conquest and domination. In summary, the Phoenix King's connection to the Hierophant lies in representing a distorted version of its archetype. While the Hierophant ideally teaches wisdom and guidance, Ozai demonstrates the dangers of unchecked tyranny and the misuse of spiritual or ideological power. To lovers! Okay, I won't make your ears bleed, but the story of Oma and Shu embodies the essence of the Lover's Tarot card through its themes of love, union, and choice. The Lover's card often represents a deep connection that transcends division, as well as the power of love to harmonize opposing forces. Similarly, Oma and Shu's love defied the hostility between their warring villages, symbolizing the uniting force of love amidst conflict. Their bond illustrates the transformative potential of the Lover's card, where harmony and understanding emerge despite opposition. Oma and Shu make the active choice to be together despite great adversity, and from their love, they created something amazing: an epic underground tunnel network, and eventually the city of Omashu, which is quite literally a portmanteau of their two names. An ideal lover's archetype involves a relationship that is greater than the sum of its parts, and the pair gained earthbending powers from the badger moles because they persisted in choosing each other. The couple's story mirrors the card's message that true love requires deliberate choices and the courage to bridge divides. The tale encapsulates the duality and balance central to the Lover's card, showing how love can be a guiding force toward harmony and reconciliation. Appa reflects the Chariot tarot card through themes of determination, willpower, and the ability to move forward despite obstacles. The Chariot represents a vehicle of progress and triumph over adversity. Much like Appa serves as both a literal and symbolic vehicle for Team Avatar's journey. He is a steadfast force that carries the group toward their goals, moving the plot forward and embodying the controlled strength and direction the Chariot card signifies. The Chariot also emphasizes the balance of opposing forces to maintain momentum. As a sky bison, Appa bridges the gap between the physical locations on the journey. When he is tired, he embodies unbalanced Chariot energy, and the entire group is affected by his lack of mobility. His loyalty and resilience anchor the team, propelling them forward even in times of uncertainty or danger. Appa's perseverance during his abduction by sandbenders and his eventual reunion with Aang demonstrate the card's message of overcoming challenges through inner strength and resolve. In many ways, Appa is the heart of the group's journey, a symbol of the Chariot's unwavering drive and ability to navigate the path ahead. There are so many examples of strength in this show, so let me know what came to mind for you down in the comments. I decided to focus on Toph and the Badger Moles because in the Strength card, there is typically a human and an animal they are getting along with. The Strength card represents gentle control, inner courage, and the balance between raw power and compassion. It often shows a figure taming a lion, symbolizing mastery over one's base instincts through calm and understanding rather than force. The relationship between Toph and the Badger Moles emphasizes patience, understanding, and a non-dominating partnership. Toph earns their trust and learns from them by being in tune with their nature, rather than imposing her will on them. Together, they illustrate how strength is not about dominance, but about alignment with one's nature. Guru Patik embodies the essence of the Hermit tarot card through his role as a spiritual guide and seeker of higher wisdom. The Hermit represents introspection, solitude, and enlightenment gained through deep self-reflection and a connection to the spiritual realm. Similarly, Guru Pratik lives in isolation at the Eastern Air Temple, detached from the material world and dedicating himself to understanding the inner workings of spirit and the universe. As the Hermit offers light and guidance to those on a spiritual journey, Guru Pratik serves as a mentor to Aang, helping him navigate the complex and personal process of opening his chakras. This mirrors the Hermit's lantern, symbolizing wisdom passed on to others to illuminate their path. Through his calm demeanor and profound teachings, Guru Pratik challenges Aang to confront his inner fears, attachments, and desires, guiding him toward greater spiritual understanding and alignment. His role reflects the Hermit's archetype as a wise and solitary figure who leads others toward self-discovery and enlightenment. The Wheel of Fortune card and the Avatar cycle share key themes of cyclical change, interconnectedness, and the inevitability of transformation. The Wheel of Fortune represents the constant motion of life cycles where fortunes rise and fall, and one must adapt to the forces of destiny. Similarly, the Avatar cycle embodies this ongoing pattern, with the Avatar reincarnating in a continuous cycle to maintain balance in the world. Each avatar's life and death signify a turning point in the eternal rhythm of the cycle, much like the turning of the wheel. The Wheel of Fortune signifies moments when life changes irrevocably, often through forces beyond one's control. Like the wheels turning, Aang's discovery that he is the Avatar thrusts him into this kind of pivotal moment, marking a shift from the simplicity of his childhood to the immense responsibility of maintaining balance in the world. The Wheel of Fortune also highlights the interplay of fate and free will. The Avatar, as a spiritual bridge, must navigate their journey while exercising personal choice to restore harmony. Just as the wheel is influenced by cosmic forces, the Avatar cycle is guided by the universe's spiritual laws, ensuring balance is preserved across generations. The interconnectedness of the four nations and elements in the Avatar world mirrors the wheel's symbolism of unity through diversity, reminding us that change is both inevitable and necessary for growth. The Justice card symbolizes fairness and the consequences of one's actions. It often appears when someone must take responsibility for their choices or when a situation demands truth and clarity. In the trial of the Avatar, Aang is put on trial for the alleged actions of Avatar Kyoshi. The trial is a symbolic exploration of whether Aang as the Avatar must answer for the actions of his past lives. The Justice card reflects the need for balance, a principle at the heart of the Avatar's role in maintaining harmony in the world. Aang's trial is not just about proving innocence, but also about understanding the moral complexities of being the Avatar, who embodies the principles of balance and justice. The weighing of evidence during the trial mirrors the scales often depicted on the Justice card, representing an evaluation of truth. The Justice card urges one to seek clarity, make ethical decisions, and uphold integrity. Similarly, Aang must navigate the truth about his responsibilities as the Avatar, even when it means facing the uncomfortable legacy of his past lives. Aang's visit to the lion turtle embodies the essence of the Hanged One tarot card, particularly in its themes of surrender, perspective, and enlightenment through non-traditional means. The Hanged One often symbolizes a moment of suspension and reflection, where letting go of preconceived notions leads to profound spiritual insight. Similarly, Aang's encounter with the lion turtle represents a turning point in his journey, where he sets aside the expectation of defeating Fire Lord Ozai through violence and opens himself to an alternative solution rooted in his values. The Hanged One is also associated with voluntary sacrifice and the willingness to embrace discomfort to achieve a higher understanding. Aang struggles with the moral dilemma of taking a life, feeling the weight of his duty as the Avatar conflicting with his personal principles. By seeking guidance from the lion turtle, he effectively suspends himself between the physical and spiritual worlds, surrendering control to receive wisdom. Additionally, the Hanged One represents a shift in perspective, seeing the world from an entirely new angle. The lion turtle teaches Aang about the power of energy bending, a practice far removed from the conventional bending disciplines he has mastered. This revelation not only resolves Aang's internal conflict, but also demonstrates the card's lesson. Enlightenment comes when one releases their grip on the familiar and opens themselves to the unknown. The Death Tarot card and the scene where Aang discovers the remains of the air nomads are connected through themes of transformation, endings, and the emotional process of letting go. The Death card symbolizes resolution, often involving deep loss or grief, but also the opportunity for transformation and new beginnings. Aang discovering the corpses of the air nomads is a moment of immense sorrow as he confronts the devastating end of his culture and family. This moment represents the literal death of his old life as an air nomad and the loss of his connection to a world that no longer exists. The Death card is not only about loss, but about the rebirth that follows. It signifies transformation, letting go of the past to grow into something new. Aang's discovery of the air nomad's fate becomes a critical moment in his journey. He must process his grief and begin to accept his role as the last of his kind, a heavy but transformative realization that shapes his mission to restore balance to the world. Temperance represents moderation, harmony, and the blending of opposites to create balance. The chakra clearing scenes in the episode The Guru align with Temperance's themes of higher consciousness and alignment with a divine purpose. By unblocking his chakras, Aang is working toward inner harmony and achieving a state of spiritual alignment. Guru Pratik describes the chakras as pools of swirling energy, and clearing them allows energy to flow freely, much like the balance sought in Temperance. The process of clearing chakras requires patience, introspection, and persistence, qualities central to the Temperance card. Temperance is about finding unity in duality, melding fire and water, yin and yang, or spirit and body. In the chakra clearing scenes, Aang must confront and integrate conflicting emotions such as love and attachment, fear and courage, and grief and acceptance. Temperance encourages moderation and the idea that spiritual growth happens gradually through mindful practice and self-discipline, just like Aang's journey in this episode. Both are about achieving unity, peace, and a higher understanding of self and the world. Zuko's shame around his broken honor aligns closely with the symbolism of the Devil card in tarot, particularly its themes of bondage, inner conflict, and the struggle for liberation. Zuko is deeply trapped in his attachment to his father's approval. Fire Lord Ozai represents the Devil card's energy in Zuko's life. His toxic, manipulative influence is a source of Zuko's inner torment. Ozai tempts Zuko with the promise of honor and approval, but Zuko is bound by these expectations, much like the figures in the Devil card who are chained to their desires. Zuko's obsession with gaining his father's approval traps him in a cycle of self-doubt and inner conflict. The weight of this unhealthy dynamic is part of what leads Zuko down a dark path of self-destructive behavior, fueled by the misguided belief that his worth is tied to his father's favor. The Devil card is also associated with the shadow side of oneself, those parts of the psyche that are repressed, feared, or not fully acknowledged. Zuko's struggle with his identity, his sense of honor, and his complicated feelings about his father all point towards this inner conflict. In Zuko alone, he is haunted by his past, and the episode explores how much of his identity has been shaped by Ozai's influence and how difficult it is for him to break free. There are multiple tower moments in Atla, so I chose the most literal one. The collapse of Wang Shitang's library in the library episode has significant thematic ties to the Tower tarot card. The literal sinking of the library into the desert mirrors the tower's imagery of a structure crumbling amidst chaos. This moment represents the abrupt loss of access to vast knowledge, symbolizing the collapse of something previously seen as stable or eternal. The group's visit to the library also shatters their preconceived notions. Sokka learns that knowledge can be a double-edged sword. While he seeks to use it as a tool for justice, it is also a reminder of how such knowledge has been weaponized in the past. Like the Tower card's meaning of destruction clearing the way for new growth, The sinking of the library forces the group to adapt their plans. Along with the abduction of Appa, it marks a turning point in their journey, emphasizing the impermanence of external sources of security and the need to carry knowledge and strength within themselves. Aang's revival after being struck by lightning during the crossroads of destiny mirrors the Star Tarot card through the themes of hope, renewal, and spiritual guidance. The star represents a moment of healing and inspiration following a period of darkness and turmoil. After Aang is critically injured during the events at Ba Sing Se, his survival, facilitated by Katara's use of spirit water, symbolizes the restoration of hope, both for Aang personally and for the broader mission to restore balance to the world. The star is also a card of spiritual alignment and connection to a higher purpose. Aang's revival signifies his renewed connection to his destiny as the Avatar, offering him a second chance to fulfill his role in bringing peace to the world. Much like the calm and inspiration the star brings after the upheaval of the tower, Aang's return from near death marks a pivotal moment of clarity and rejuvenation, reminding him and his companions of the light that still lies ahead despite the challenges they face. The Moon Tarot card has deep thematic connections to the swamp hallucination scenes in the swamp. The card represents illusions, the subconscious, and emotional or spiritual uncertainty, all of which are reflected in the characters' experiences in the swamp. The Moon card often signifies a world of illusions and mysteries, where things are not as they seem. The moon is also associated with the subconscious mind, where hidden fears, desires, and memories reside. In the swamp, Aang, Katara, and Sokka each see visions that bring these subconscious elements to the surface. Katara's vision of her mother reflects her grief and lingering feelings of loss. Sokka's vision of Yue reveals his guilt and unresolved emotions over her sacrifice. And Aang's vision of Toph hints at his destiny and connection to people he has yet to meet, representing his unconscious spiritual insight. These apparitions are mysterious and unsettling, challenging the characters to confront unresolved emotions. The swamp itself feels otherworldly and disorienting, mirroring the dreamlike and deceptive atmosphere of the moon card. The moon card often symbolizes emotional turbulence and the need to navigate through uncertainty. The swamp tests the character's emotional resilience by presenting them with visions that evoke deep feelings of sadness, guilt, and confusion. This mirrors the moon's energy of introspection and the challenge of distinguishing reality from illusion. The Sun Tarot card represents illumination, clarity, truth, and the dispelling of darkness. It's a symbol of enlightenment, understanding, and joy. In the Sun Warriors episode, Aang and Zuko seek the wisdom of the original firebenders to discover the true nature of firebending. They gain a deeper, clearer understanding that fire represents energy and life, not just destruction. The encounter with the dragons is awe-inspiring and joyous. The realization transforms Aang and Zuko's perception of firebending, bringing a sense of fulfillment and purpose. In the dragon's teachings, firebending is revealed not as a destructive force, but as a source of life and warmth, reshaping Zuko's relationship with his bending and reigniting his confidence. His loss of firebending was reversed sun energy, but his belief in himself is restored by the fire ritual. In essence, the episode embodies the transformative and illuminating energy of the Sun card, reflecting its themes of lucidity, vitality, and harmony. The Judgment card signifies a moment of profound awakening and transformation, where individuals are called to rise to their highest selves. When Aang ultimately spares Ozai and uses energy bending instead of killing him, he transcends the conventional approach to justice and embraces a path aligned with his values of mercy and nonviolence. Leading up to this decision, Aang faces a pivotal moment where he must reconcile these personal beliefs with his avatar duty to bring peace and justice. His solution, to strip Ozai of his bending, shows his ability to follow his higher calling without compromising his integrity. In the Judgment Tarot card, figures rise from their graves, symbolizing a reckoning with past actions and their consequences. Similarly, Ozai must face the consequences of his behavior. By taking away Ozai's bending, Aang enforces accountability in a way that allows for redemption rather than destruction. The Judgment card is not about punishment, but enlightenment and renewal. Aang uses energy bending, a sacred and ancient technique, to strip Ozai of his power while offering him the possibility to live and potentially reflect on his choices. The World card represents the successful completion of a journey or cycle. It celebrates the culmination of effort, learning, and growth. In the finale of Atla, Team Avatar achieves their ultimate goal, defeating Fire Lord Ozai, ending the 100-Year War, and restoring balance to the world. This marks the fulfillment of Aang's destiny as the Avatar. The world card often depicts a figure surrounded by symbols representing the four elements. Similarly, the final scene shows the world finally at peace, with all of the nations and their elements beginning to heal and unite. Aang, the Avatar, embodies this unity as the bridge between the physical and spiritual worlds, as well as between the four elements. The world card symbolizes the integration of opposing forces and the realization of harmony. The final scene reflects this in the newfound peace among the nations and the personal growth of the characters. Zuko, for instance, finds his place as the Fire Lord working for peace, and Aang embraces his role as a fully realized avatar while staying true to himself. The world card signifies both the end of one journey and the readiness for a new one. While the story of the 100-Year War concludes, the final moments suggest the beginning of a new era of cooperation and rebuilding the world. By connecting these iconic moments from Outlet to the tarot cards, you can deepen your understanding of the deck in a way that I hope is fun, accessible, and meaningful. I will be analyzing the minor suits of the deck next, so stay tuned for those videos. I've had the idea for these videos in this channel for literal years, so I'm so excited to finally be executing on what I felt called to create. If you enjoyed this video, be sure to like, subscribe, and leave a comment down below with your opinions and favorite avatar moments that connect with each card. Until next time, keep exploring the world of tarot, and may your journey be full of insight and adventure.